the police on us.
I just need to establish what the issue is first.
To make sure my child can do her exams in comfort and safety.
Okay.
What happened to her yesterday did not paramount to that.
The kids needs to wear the mask full stop all day.
They will refuse to let the children in school, directly discriminating against their disability, which is against the law.
With the teachers trying to
physically put the mask on, can they?
Oh, believe
they were
me.
forced
I mean, I'm
yesterday.
sure. Are you a father? No. So you don't probably understand what I'm talking about, because the way they put the fear for these kids is unbelievable.
Excuse me.
This needs to go on social media.
Kamil Osięglewski, Paradisia.com. Today we are in Wrexham, North Wales, in front of a school which started imposing segregation based on discrimination on the medical basis. This morning a group of parents, including myself, dropped the children in school as usual, and it turned out that today children are not allowed into school if they do not cover their faces. It turned out at the same time that the group of children were supposed to sit their tests, but they weren't allowed because they weren't wearing a mask, despite the fact that they were exempt. And it clearly stated they were wearing lanyards, and both the children and the parents were informing the school that the children are exempt. What's interesting in this story is that from the first lockdown until now, until 2 days ago, the school recognized exemptions, and children who were exempt didn't have to wear any face covering at all. It changed 2 days ago, and me myself being a parent, I was informed by my daughter that she was discriminated against in her class by the fellow pupils. Children were laughing at her, staring at her, making nasty comments. Children were asking constantly, why aren't you wearing a mask? Why aren't you wearing a mask? Despite the fact that she was wearing a lanyard, saying that she's exempt. Okay, so today there was a group of us, and we were waiting for the authorities to answer some questions and get some answers. However, we were told that we're not going to be dealt with as a group, we're going to be dealt with as individuals, and we can make an appointment separately.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
If you would make an appointment, please, with Mrs. Ford today to meet with the senior leadership team. We will see you all individually. Okay, thank you very much.
Can I just ask a question, please?
No, I'm sorry, would you
No,
just make...
because this involves our children, and we need to know now.
There are people without face masks in this foyer.
Yeah, because we are exempt.
Actually, medically exempt.
We are exempt.
Would you all make an appointment with us?
No.
We will
Excuse
do.
me.
Please, excuse me. We will do.
Excuse
what
me.
happens with our children? What do we do about the exams? That's what I would like to know.
They're exempt.
They are exempt, and you are actually causing inequality. Right, an appointment. Yeah, that's good from you, because we'd like to know. I understand that we have to make appointments. Please let me finish. Please let me finish what I'm going to say. Really? Because what you're doing is actually unlawful. Please do call the police.
This only shows that you haven't replied to our emails. You shouldn't be surprised.
You're breaking the law.
This is breaking the law. You have to be aware of this.
We have to stay here because we would all be seen by the senior linear team. That's what we were informed of. So we are following what you said. So if our children can come in and do the exams, then please I'd like them to come in. No, because they're exempt. Yes, you are breaking the law. You are being unlawful.
So once we started, the first of the group, the first parents of the group, asked at the reception desk about making an appointment. They shut the shutters in front of us, just like this.
She hears me.
Did you see that? She wants to make an appointment. They're closing the door. Oh my word.
Oh my god.
This needs to go on social media.
And on top of this, they informed the police that we have been misbehaving, or I think they said we were aggressive towards them. Okay, but you can see this in the video clip. Excuse me.
police is here.
Very good.
Did they call the police on us? Yeah? Alright.
Is there many more coming later?
I just need to establish what the issue is first.
Not letting our children go into school without a face mask.
Okay.
They're banning them.
Despite what the government says about face exemptions.
All our children are exempt from wearing a face mask because of disabilities that they have. And they are refusing and threatening to exclude our children from school because they won't wear a face mask. So we've come here to ask the question, and they're point blank refusing to answer any of our questions, speak to us, anything. So we've got three children there who want to go into school and do their exams because they're in year 11. They won't let them go in. We've tried to make an appointment. They point blank slammed the door, brought the shutters down.
So first said, please make an appointment so you'll be seen individually. Right. Once we've approached the receptionist, they've dropped the shutters, and they said we aggressively behaving.
To make sure my child can do her exams in comfort and safety.
Okay.
What happened to her yesterday did not paramount to that. She was absolutely terrified. She spent all last night rolling on the floor in anxiety pain because of the situation that happened here. So I've come this morning as a parent who, if I did that to my child,
I appreciate that. Okay.
I would be instantly removed. She would be removed from me.
The reason why I'm here is because we received a call from the school. Okay, we need to establish if there are any offences, which at the moment I don't think there are any.
No.
Okay, and then
There should be a camera here as well.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
I have recorded everything.
Ultimately, this is going to be an issue between you guys and the school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And I knew that, and I knew they'd end up calling you, and I knew you should just be here for the breach of the peace. No one's been shouting, no one's been swearing, no one's been aggressive, nothing.
It's a threat, yeah. They know the law themselves, and they knew what the result's going to be.
Yeah. So basically, they've dragged out. How many officers have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 officers to come out. Valuable resources of them to deal with an issue that the school have got.
Yeah.
Makes perfect logic. There's people out here that need you more than the school. Like, if the school opened the door and said to us, right, your appointment is tomorrow, yours is next day, we'll all be gone by now.
And when we said, what are you doing? Can I make an appointment? Oh, this is aggressive behaviour, we're calling the police.
We sent emails yesterday.
Just to give you a bigger picture, there's an individual with autism, and they refuse to let this person in without a mask, even though this person's exempt. I mean, you know, we have the law on our side.
I spoke to council last night.
Yeah.
So every school in Wrexham has to follow the rules that the local council set. So the council say every child in our school's got to wear a top hat and tails for their uniform. That's what they've got to do.
Okay.
Alright, so I spoke to the council. They said if they're still exempt now, they do not have to wear a face mask. The school cannot make their own policy on wearing a face mask.
Okay.
And our children are inside, and we are afraid actually because yesterday they had really bad experiences
They had
with
awful
teachers.
2 days at school now. It's just
They were
like,
rated yesterday.
In there who said that my child is going to end up killing their parents or their children.
Who said that, sorry?
2 teachers in there.
Teachers have said it. Right.
Some of our children said that the teachers, and we're talking about academic people here, they said that the letters they got from their GP, for example, from last year, that they're exempt from covering their faces, they need another letter because there's another strain.
Okay.
Don't expect logic here. Just let it sit. Let it sink.
I'm not familiar with what the current guidance says around.
Would you like to have a look?
Well,
I mean, it's basic. It's basic. It's basic for
the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're exempt,
Yeah.
If you're exempt,
no
that's
need.
fine.
That's fine. But
The word
that
exempt.
challenge.
The word exempt is mentioned here 12 times in the document. So,
Is that? Forgive me, I'm not 100% on it with the schooling.
That's fine.
Does that mean then that if you can prove exemption, as in
you don't have to even prove anything.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
We were through this in March when Wales imposed the guidance of the kids needs to wear the mask full stop all day.
Yeah.
We then approached Mr. Wiggleston, who is a head teacher, and had a discussion with him, and he said he will take a legal advice and also from the department and also from the local authorities. Okay. And we've got this in email, and then the thing ended up, our child was sent to school fine with the exemption, because they can override, you know, the school cannot override what's already in there. And now, because it's starting again, everyone seems like ignoring everything. We're sending emails trying to communicate with the school, to resolve it, and no one's going to talk to us.
So there's ignorance, there's a threat, because they're threatening us with the police. They know we didn't do anything.
We're not saying you have.
No, yeah, but from their point of view, it's okay, call the police, perhaps that would scare them off. I do appreciate that you come, and you know
we come because we're told to.
Yeah, shame that you have to waste, 3 cars, two officers in 1 car. There you go, six police officers. That's from our taxes.
Mine too. I pay taxes as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
The thing is, though, some of us are single crew. Myself and my colleague here, we're both in 2 different cars.
So that's petrol. That's petrol cost. What's the petrol? What's the cost of the petrol? What's the tax on petrol? There you are. You see, it's about waste. They're wasting. St. Joseph's wasting your money easily, in a very ignorant manner and arrogant. Yeah, another funny thing is that the RE teacher told one of our friend's children that it's not Christian not to wear a mask. It's selfish.
Yeah. You said that to Lois as well.
Yeah. How? I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
So the issue is basically you want your children to obviously sit their exams, which is understandable, okay, and there's been a disagreement basically that the school are now enforcing a mask policy. Is that what the issue is for school?
Yeah, an unlawful mask policy. Because other children have got disabilities that the school know about and have known for the past 5 years. And to do the first lockdown, what happened, come back to school, they had the lanyards on, they were exempt, there was no issue. All of a sudden now, they want to enforce wearing a mask even when they've got disabilities. And they know about that. So these children, including my own, who's at home today, won't wear the mask. They will refuse to let the children in school. So they are directly discriminating against their disability, which is against the law. And they can't do it.
Not only this, my daughter was discriminated against by the fellow pupils, children, and I stated that in my email, and 2 days ago, and had no reply. If it was discrimination against race, sex, or whatever else, then the reaction would be immediate. So, actually, they tolerate that kind of behaviour, it looks like, when other children abuse or discriminate other children because of this.
What we're asking from you guys today is that you leave the premises, okay, just to prevent any further issues.
So behind the gate? Behind the gate?
They're more than happy.
But I would like to know what's going with my kids, because they're there, and last 2 days they've been harassed and forced to wear the mask. Okay. They were sent again without a mask. I'm trying to deliver this letter again. I've sent probably 3 or 4 emails now.
This morning, okay. They're not going to speak to you this morning unless there's an appointment at some point. Okay.
It's okay, but I'd like to know whether the kids there or do I'm taking my kids with me to home.
They're not going to allow anyone to sit their exams this morning without a face mask.
Our children don't do exams today.
Our children are younger. They know.
They know. They're in school already.
Yes.
Okay.
Would you be able to ask them what's happening with our children, whether they were forced to wear anything or whether they're isolated? Because sometimes they say, "Oh, we have no room for you, so you're going to be sitting in the next."
That's a conversation that you might have to have with them.
I have no access, and it's happening now.
But they don't want to talk to us. We just wanted to ask simple questions.
So your children are in school now?
Yeah.
Right. And is there any issue with them?
Yes, they were harassed.
Yeah, but hang on.
Previously.
Hang on. They're in school now, and I don't know now because obviously the teachers are trying to put the masks on them. So I don't know whether they're there with the teachers trying to
physically put the mask on them, can they?
Oh, believe me. I mean, I'm sure. Are you a father?
No.
So you don't probably understand what I'm talking about, because the way they put the fear for these kids is unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah.
They came home with anxiety. They didn't want to speak.
That's a complaint you're going to have to make.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to get you involved because it's pointless. If the kids there at school and they're having a normal day, that's fine. I'm gonna disappear and we'll try to arrange the appointment. If they wanna put the kids in a mask, I'll take the kids with me, and we're also gonna go. I mean, that was 2 simple questions I wanted to ask.
They just shut the door, and we can't even book an appointment.
I will do.
Give us a moment, I'll see what I can do for you.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
This is also from the government website to say that there's And can I just point out,
Where's this from, sorry?
this is a letter that I sent to them last night, that I was going to give it, that I sent to them last night.
Based on this,
Based on that,
Oh, I-
and also the Welsh Government
As soon as I found out this
guidelines.
yesterday,
I actually
I
spoke
was
to them
working
yesterday,
on
and I
that.
sent them a copy of my child's health, because I spoke to the
I ran
GP, and the GP said we're not doing letters for 6 to 8 weeks. I asked them to send me a copy of the medical history, which states that she has asthma and she has iron deficiency. I sent that to them, and then one of the teachers apparently said she's been told by 2 GPs that the school is not relevant.
I said, right, so
And
that
it
exemption
is.
has
She's
to
got
change,
asthma.
but all
And she is exempt. So I can understand what you're saying, but I don't understand where this policy comes from, because the Welsh Government guidelines, they can't ask for this thing.
All I can tell you is relay what they've said to us, and that they've had some advice from somewhere, and like I say, as it stands, that's their stance. However, they are willing to meet and discuss. They just said they want to meet, they want to book appointments with parents individually rather than talk to everyone. I think with regards to the exams, what did they say?
He's not in exams, he's supposed to be in lessons.
They get the guidance.
Right, okay.
He was in lessons yesterday, he's in lessons all week. They have the learning statement. He's got autism. He's got he's a statement child. They know he's got disabilities. So what do they need? They haven't said
anything. In terms of the provision in the meantime, I don't know. Okay, obviously that's separate from yours.
But we're happy to walk away from here, but we require a letter or something for them to say they're refusing today to let him in, because we will need to take this further.
Individually.
And it's a very unreasonable behaviour, because they already set a precedence last year or this year. Previously, during the previous lockdown, they allowed children to have exemptions, to have lanyards or whatever, and now suddenly, out of the blue, you're not allowed. You have to wear this. We're going to force your child. We're going to do everything. We're going to, your child's going to be harassed or whatever, because this is what we're experiencing, what we've experienced for during the last 2 days. That's why we're worried now, because it's happening now. Our children are in school now. Some of our children are not doing the exam today because they're younger, and we would like to ask the authorities what's happening with them, whether they're isolated. As I explained to your colleague, that in some cases they put them in a different room because there's no other space for them and they're a threat to others. So, yeah, exactly. Whether they safeguarded during that time, we don't know what's happening.
I don't know. I don't
exactly.
Have the
Yeah, no, I'm just telling you.
I'm not try and pretend that I do. It's a completely different environment to what we work in. However, what I will say is, I'm sure we all appreciate this. These are unprecedented times. It's really difficult. Everyone's muddling through, trying to do their best. And I know it's a motive for you all when you've got your children involved and you want your best for them.
I've got my child in other schools in Wrexham, and they're not having this issue. This is a policy the school's done on their own.
Yeah,
They are denying him an education, and that is against the law. So, from my point of view, you should be speaking to them, not us.
We'll relay your concerns. Obviously, we've been called here because of noting outside the school.
Well, can you tell them what can they provide us with proof as to why they won't let my daughter in who's exempt for medical reasons,
I need
unless she wears a mask, which brings on panic attacks. Can you tell them to give me the proof why they won't let her to do her exam?
I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to facilitate a back and forth conversation here at the moment. I will relay your concerns to them, and they will make contact with you individually. I'm not going to play messenger between you all now, going back and forth.
If I need to speak to them, have I got to ring them?
I will ask them to speak to you. I guess they've got your child's name, they know who you're here regarding, they know what child it affects.
But regarding that now, do I keep him at home now, because he's not wearing the mask?
I presume so, I don't know.
Okay, honesty, that's all I need to know.
My only worry at the moment is that my daughter is in the school, and she might be abused by being forced to wear a mask, to put anything to cover their face, which might be a threat to her health. I would like to know what's happening in the school. Would you be able to ask?
That's a discussion for you to have with the school. We're not getting involved.
But our child is already there. If my child was here with me, I could say.
Your child is in the school?
Yes, yes.
Right, okay, so...
There are two groups of... No, there are two groups of parents. I mean, same group, but two different issues. One is the exams. They were refused to do the exam. And then another one is forcing children to wear masks.
Okay.
Unlawfully.
So it's one of those, isn't it? If you're either willing to leave your child in school today, or you're choosing to take them out.
We are willing to leave our children in school, but they are exempt when they have medical reasons, and they said they won't let them because they have to wear masks.
Okay, so explain to me what happened yesterday.
So after Julia left, Miss Ellis goes, I don't know if
So why did Julia leave?
Because she finished the exam.
Uh-huh.
And Miss Ellis sent her out. And then she said, I don't know if you guys are under Julia's influence, because some families are very anti-mask and anti-vaccination and anti-COVID.
Okay, that's a very professional comment by the teacher, isn't it? Yeah.
Especially Julia's mom is wearing mask.
Yeah. Not right now.
No, but usually.
We need to ask you to step beyond the gates now, okay?
Later that day, I received a phone call saying that I have to take my child from the school. St. Joseph's in Wrexham Secondary School started doing segregation on medical basis. And please, because we have signals from other parents saying that their children are exempt as well. However, they are so scared, that they have to wear the mask. They were forced to wear a mask. So please, if you are one of those parents of a child who shouldn't be wearing any face covering, please do get in touch with us, because we are in process of getting some legal advice, and these people will be prosecuted.